So that was our ant song. You're going to find a lot of our songs aren't too lengthy this evening. The words the students were singing were eek, 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 all the little ants, 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 digging in the dirt, 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 digging underground, ground, ground, all the way to China, China, China. And you hear some of those words repeated themselves, like eek, 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 and ants, ants, ants. The first letter of each of those words that repeated correspond with a string on their instruments. So that was a song we learned to actually teach the students how they learned the strings. We'll play it again one more time for you and see if you can hear those words a little better this time. Our next song is another one they learned quite a while ago. This is a song called Walking Song. So you probably also heard them singing on that song. Believe it or not, in strings and band, we do a lot of singing and kind of give Mrs. Ruppel's chorus a run for their money sometimes. What they were singing was they were actually singing the names of the notes they were playing. When they're learning to play a musical instrument that's new to them, one of the biggest challenges the students face is actually learning to read the music. And it's almost like reading a new language almost. So singing those notes while they play really teaches them how to read that music, so that's why we do that. And you'll actually hear them doing that for the remainder of their songs. Our next song is one you'll recognize. In our book it's called Rolling Along, but you'll recognize it as Mary Had a Little Lamb. So hopefully you could recognize that as Mary Had a Little Lamb. There's one more song you're going to hear from our 4th grade string players this evening. But before we do that, I'd like to kind of just talk about some of the instruments you see up here. This year in orchestra we have 3 different instruments. The one that is most numerous would be our violins. Violins, you can hold all those up. You can see there's quite a few of them. Those are the smallest instrument in our string family. And then over here we have our violas. They're just slightly larger. And then the largest one we have this year is our cellos, and you can see them in the front here sitting. So, our last song is a holiday song. This is called Good King Wenceslas. You might recognize it. We're actually going to play this song, and each time you're going to hear from a different instrument group. So the first time you'll hear our million violin players playing it, and then you'll hear our 3 violas, and then our cellos, and then the 4th time you'll hear everyone playing it. So that is our 4th grade strings. Before we get to our 5th grade string players over there, just a couple quick housekeeping things.